Acne not only damages the skin, it can also damage your self-esteem, and it doesn't just attack teenagers. But there are some new and improved treatments on the market that can help erase the effects of this skin condition. And here with more information is Dr. Doris Day, dermatologist and author of 100 Questions and Answers about Acne. Dr. Day, great to see you again.
Thanks for
coming.
having me.
So acne, the most frustrating thing about it for someone who is a little bit older is that it can strike any time, whether or not you've had a history of it.
I know, I see patients every day and they say, I didn't even have acne as a teenager. Once they hit their 20s, 30s, and even 40s, all of a sudden it can start to come out. And it's a different pattern in adults than it is in teens. And then the other problem is that it tends to last longer and be more likely to scar. And then on top of it, a lot of these women are going through the aging process, so they have wrinkles and pimples.
Right.
And it is totally just morally wrong.
And the treatment has to be a little, I'm assuming, has to be a little bit less harsh, because the aging skin can't take as much as a teenager can.
Absolutely. Our skin does change over time. It becomes drier, and so we have to adjust our acne medicines. We need them to be just as effective and powerful, but there needs to be some changes for adult skin. And also, we try to put in some anti-aging issues as well to help solve all their problems, because there's only so much you can do in a day for your skin.
Absolutely. And thankfully, there are some new treatments on the market. Let's start with the over-the-counter treatments that we can buy in drugstores.
Okay, so over-the-counter products are a little bit slow to catch up. We're still talking about what we use as teenagers in terms of the washes and the cleansers, but there are new products coming within the next 3 to 6 months even. So stay tuned. There's really great things coming for adults with acne. There are companies that are making ingredients that are antioxidant and antibacterial for acne. So they're adding in ingredients like hyaluronic acid and retinoids that help acne but also are gentler to the skin.
Right.
So less drying, less irritating, and also go well under makeup. There are great cover-ups for acne as well in the over-the-counter, where they add a little bit of salicylic acid and retinol and sunscreen into those products to help cover the acne and treat it at the same time and still be good for wrinkles and the aging process.
That's fantastic.
In the prescription strength products, there have been some really great advances addressing specifically the older population, meaning 20s and above, for acne. And what these ingredients are, they're similar to what we've had before, but they're modified. So I love Retin-A, I love Tazorac, can be a little bit drying. Atrilin is the next generation that has hyaluronic acid, which is emollient and soothing to the skin built into it, and so that can be very helpful for patients who are sensitive. I love Benzaclin, I love Duac, but Acania has also a little bit of emollient built into it. It's a benzoyl peroxide clindamycin product. And then the antibiotics have come the longest way. And what they are newer generation, slow-release formulas so that you can take a once-a-day dose instead of a twice-a-day, and a lower dose than before. So now you'll remember to take it, which will lower your resistance to it, because if you're not fully compliant and you don't have blood levels where they should be, then you open the door for resistance of the acne bacteria to that antibiotic, and that's not good. And with a lower dose, you have less side effects. And so Solodin and Dorex are great examples of minocycline, doxycycline products that are much easier to take, and you can take them with food.
And what were the side effects that are now being lessened?
You can have stomach upset, dizziness, headache. Again, these should not be taken right before bed, because you can still have some of that. You should take it earlier in the day rather than later, but you can take them with food now, and that makes it a lot easier as well.
And are any of the products now safe to be taken by pregnant women? Because in the past they couldn't really.
I don't tend to use these in pregnant women. So another product I use is Finacea for pregnancy, because everything has a pregnancy category, and you want to stay in pregnancy category A or B. Most will be C, and those ones you try to avoid. Finacea is used more for rosacea, but can help for acne. But the other treatments we have can be used in pregnant women, and so there is hope for there as well. Because sometimes acne gets better in pregnancy, and sometimes it can get worse.
I know. So let's talk about the in-office treatments.
Yes.
Because those are fantastic, right? The lasers that you have. Tell us about those.
They've come a very long way. The first one is the Athera Isolase. And this is great in pregnancy because it doesn't deliver anything into the skin. There's a suction component that does deep pore cleansing, and you can actually see the stuff coming out of the pores.
How satisfying.
It's so much. I love doing it because it is satisfying. And then there's an intense pulse light that kills the acne that causes the bacteria that causes acne, and so that's very effective and gives you lasting results. It's done in a series, but also that intense pulse light knocks out the redness, and so the acne gets better and the redness gets better, and you have a lower risk of scarring.
And what about scarring? Are there any lasers lasers that help remove the scars?
Absolutely. We've come a very long way with this. It used to be that if you had a scar, you had to have it either cut out or have a very high-end resurfacing treatment, either with a dermabrasion or a CO2 laser. So there's two new devices that I'm really excited about. One is called the E-Matrix, and this is a radio frequency device. So it's not a laser, but it uses radio frequency as the energy source, and it's called sublative. So it's not actually removing layers of the skin, but it's pushing energy in that causes that collagen stimulation that evens out the scar. Fantastic. And knocks out the redness as well.
And tell us about the other one quickly before.
Oh, the other one is the fractional CO2, the Luminous Total FX. That's a little bit more downtime, but it's a 1 or 2 treatment thing. You have to hide out for a week. With the E-Matrix, you can go right back to work.
So much new hope for people with acne. Thank you so much, Dr. Doris Day. And for more of Dr. Day's advice, be sure to check out her book. And you can, of course, always log on to the health page at abcnews.com for the latest health and wellness news.